A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a political landscape increasingly dominated by immigration rhetoric, the UK government is grappling with a surge in asylum claims, prompting drastic proposals from political leaders. Recent figures reveal that while the cost of housing asylum seekers in hotels has decreased from £8.3 million a day in 2023/4 to £5.77 million a day in 2024/5, the number of individuals accommodated has risen by 8% since the Labour Party assumed power. This surge has been attributed to a significant increase in asylum claims, raising questions about the effectiveness of current policies. Political commentator Nigel Farage, leader of Reform UK, has recently unveiled a controversial plan aimed at tackling illegal migration, which includes mass deportations of asylum seekers. In an interview with The Times, Farage expressed his views on the UK's responsibilities regarding asylum seekers, stating, "I'm really sorry, but we can't be responsible for everything that happens in the whole of the world. Who is our priority?" His rhetoric echoes a shift towards more aggressive immigration policies reminiscent of former President Trump's approach in the United States. Last autumn, Farage was hesitant to endorse the concept of mass deportations, labeling it a political impossibility. However, he has since embraced the idea, indicating a notable shift in his party's stance. This week, protests against the use of hotels for housing asylum seekers are expected to grow, coinciding with Farage's announcement of his mass deportation strategy. The previous Conservative government's policy of utilizing hotels for asylum seekers was initially a response to a housing crisis, and Labour has struggled to fulfill its promise to halt this practice. The major political parties in the UK have collectively moved to the right on immigration issues, with little criticism directed at Farage's proposals. The Conservative Party has accused Farage of merely recycling their previously unimplemented ideas. Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp remarked, "For months late, this big reveal is just recycling many ideas the Conservatives have already announced." Labour's border crisis does urgently need to be fixed with tough and radical measures, but only the Conservatives have done, and will continue to do, the detailed work to deliver a credible plan that will actually work in practice. Farage's ambition to detain and deport all individuals arriving via small boats resonates with the Conservative government's earlier Rwanda policy, which faced extensive legal challenges and was eventually scrapped by Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer. The Labour Party claims to have redirected resources from the Home Office to expedite the processing of asylum claims and increase deportations. They hope that tougher measures against human trafficking gangs and a new agreement with France will deter crossings of the English Channel, which have reached record highs. Labour's Border Security Minister Angela Eagle criticised Farage's proposals as unrealistic, stating, "Nigel Farage is simply plucking numbers out of the air, another pie-in-the-sky policy from a party that will say anything for a headline. We are getting a grip of the broken asylum system, making sure those with no right to be here are removed or deported." In a surprising twist, even the Liberal Democrats have voiced concerns about Reform UK's plans, which aim to detain asylum seekers upon arrival and potentially send them to disused RAF bases or overseas territories like Ascension Island. Farage's proposals also include the use of third countries, such as Rwanda and Albania, to house asylum seekers, a strategy that has faced significant legal hurdles in the past. Farage's assertion that the proposed measures would cost £10 billion over 5 years, while simultaneously claiming they would save the government money by eliminating hotel accommodations for asylum seekers, raises eyebrows. Under the proposed illegal migration, mass deportation bill, Farage's party aims for mass deportations as a solution to what he describes as a massive crisis, threatening national security and public order. He stated, "There is only one way to stop people coming into Britain, and that is to detain them and deport them." Additionally, Farage has expressed a desire to withdraw the UK from the European Convention on Human Rights, ECHR, a critical framework for human rights that has been instrumental in preventing the deportation of migrants deemed illegal. As the government faces mounting pressure regarding immigration, recent Home Office statistics indicate that a record 111,000 asylum applications were made to the UK in the year leading up to June. Despite this influx, spending on asylum has decreased by 12%, totaling £4.76 billion for the year ending March 2025, down from £5.38 billion the previous year. This paradoxical trend raises questions about the future of asylum policies in the UK and the impact of political rhetoric on public sentiment. As the debate continues, the population watches closely to see how these proposals will unfold and what implications they will have for the future of asylum seekers in the UK. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.